Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of MuscleModelCars.com. This is AJ, giving you an update on that military theme that we were talking about. Um, so, I'll just give you a quick look at what I've done so far, okay? As you can see, we got the body here um, for the military army, for that arm of that branch of the military. What we have is a 66, I'm sorry, 67 um, right here, Chevelle, okay, Pro Street, and we painted it green for the military color, Army, for that branch. That's where I was. Just a personal little note there. I was also in the 1st Cavalry Division, which is this symbol right here. The horse, it was over in Vietnam, as far as the 1st Cav over there, back in the 60s. And I wasn't personally in that particular one, but that was the unit I was in when I was in there. Okay, it had the horse, and this, of course, is the emblem that was on our sleeve. I can kind of give you a brief overview of what we're going to do. So I'll just start with the interior, and the colors I'm going to use for this is going to be relevant to my colors that I used in my in the Army for my unit, and that would be coming up, but the gold and then black, and the black horse was the patch on our fatigues. Okay, I'm going to do the engine basically to keep it sort of in the realm of camouflage, so to speak. It's going to be, these are the valve covers here, not valve covers, I'm sorry, the cams right here, the rocker arms right up in here to the camshaft, going there, and then the oil pan, of course, and one half of the engine. So we're going to make that gray, silver, so to speak. That's the other half for this guy here. Then we got the oil pan. Then we have the other piece that looks like it would be part of the steering column underneath the suspension. Okay, I got another piece that's like this. It came off the tree, so that's where I say the tree is very helpful so you don't lose parts, but it actually wiggled off right there. Of course, you also got the hood supports right here for the hood of the vehicle. Okay, right up in here. So we're going to keep that gray or silver to go along with the nice finish we did on the chassis. As we can see, it's a nice clean look. Did it both sides, and to keep it, and I think that'll go nice with the green metallic, the green look we got going on here. When we finish this, it's going to be a pretty looking car. Gotten better with the overall painting of it. No smudges, no no rough patches, so to speak, as of yet. That's not to say it won't happen, but just to say we did pretty good so far. That's why I tell you it's a lesson that you have to learn to deal with on your own. You can't come down on yourself for making smudges or anything. It took me a long time to be able to get to the level of being able to paint this And if you guys have been with me for a while, you know that my paint jobs started off a little rough, but we're getting to the point where it's starting to get cleaner. I added this. I had to do this by hand with myself with some get creative with it to get the patch, the emblem for my specific battalion and brigade. That's not going to be on there, but this is the branch that I was in and the symbol for that division, 1st Cavalry Division. Okay, and again, 66 Chevelle, pretty nice looking. I really love this paint job. This is the best one I've done so far. Maybe I took it personal. As you can see, you can actually see yourself in this with this paint job here. So we're going to move on to that, and I've also elected, I don't put my finger on it at all if I can, but if you looked underneath it, I don't want to run it, but as you can see, I did it all over. Okay, all right, and it's going to be a nice looking car. But with that being said, I'm going to also incorporate the colors that I had in the military when we wore our dress greens. Basically, on our it was like a suit, you know, for inspection and everything. We our colors was gold and of course black, and that's what this patch symbolizes right there. And then this was the color that we had, green and gold. So I'm going to try to get it on there without it falling through, but it may, so bear with me. Kind of give you a look at what I'm trying to do with it. So I'm going to make this here. I haven't finished this by a long shot. We've got a lot of stuff to add to it, but that's the color I'm going to put it in there. And then we have the interior is going to be, well, speaking of the hood, since I'm here, I got that also, the scoop right there. Okay, the street pro street look of it. So this riser here is going to be coming up out the hood. I'm going to have chrome on here, and then I'm going to do a little bit of extra with it. Okay, so this is going to end up this will be stacked on top of this, and these two will be stacked in the middle of the hood right there to simulate the airflow going into the engine compartment. And then the interior, I wanted to keep it in line with the color, my color code that we had right here, and that's going to be let's see, I want to say you can call it gold, some call it yellow, but I got to do more detail on the inside with the handles and all of that going on in there. But we did the interior, as you can see, nice gold, but it's going to have some detail in there too. I just got to look at how I want to do it. But for the most part, you're going to have that gold to align with the gold we got here, and then the gold we have in here with the insignia that we created. Okay, and then of course you got the back seat, the back area compartment. Since this is Pro Street, back seat isn't with this guy, but it's going to have a cage, a roll cage, and the roll cage is going to be in black. The cage is going to be black, but it's going to have a gold interior here, going sitting in the back seat where the back seat would be. Okay, it's pretty nice. Okay, and then this is on the side here, and then to go along with that, to keep it nice and clean and keep from getting scraped and scratched, I'm going to keep all of these components separate, okay, to keep it nice and clean, okay, and scratch free, okay, new look. And speaking of which, I had one of my subscribers speak to me on the part of the grill function rather than me just painting it. He suggested, or she suggested, some black wash for this here to give it a more realistic look rather than dulling it out when I paint it. And so I went out and got some, and I'm going to see how that looks on there. Since this is pretty nice looking, I want to keep it that way. And this is basically something that I really care to do with pride. Okay, so speaking of which, we got the rims here. Only one set of rims in this particular kit, and then it's not really a whole lot with the chroming of it, but it's a real nice look. And when it's finished, it's probably going to be very nice looking. I just like really the paint job. We got all the chrome parts that would be associated with the engine. You know, the fan, the valve covers, the head. Let's see, did I paint those? The heads I may have painted already in that silver, so if I can recall. And then we got the look like we got our wheelie bars right here. Couldn't do it on post though. I think we wasn't allowed. My partner had a Mach 1 he bought down there when we were in Texas, and then he drove it on post, and we riding with him. It had 12 batteries, like in the back seat. The back seat was gone, so it was built like this guy here, and all the batteries were in the back seat. That's how powerful it was. A Boss Mustang. He had bought it when we got down there. All across here was about at least 6 batteries to start that engine he had under the hood. And every time he put it in second gear, he got a ticket by the MPs. And I had a 72 Pontiac Grand Prix with a 400 in it, chocolate, and then it was not as fast as his Mustang, but he got a ticket every time he put it in second gear, because I think on post it was like, I want to say 30 miles per hour. And, you know, if you hit second gear, the MPs were waiting on us. It parked right outside the barracks. You know, back then, though, the barracks was more like an apartment building. It wasn't like the old time barracks where you had the Gomer Pyle looking barracks. No, we were actually they looked more like apartments. So that was in the late 70s. And with that being said, I was just letting you know, this, by the way, has also if you look close, you'll see try to angle it where you can see the Chevrolet right there. So we're going to detail that so it'll stand out more. Okay. And then we have the, let's see, the trunk. I'm going to do something different with the trunk and the hood. I'm going to give more information on it as I get to it. But here's that other piece that came for the suspension that broke off. Now that I got it, I want to make sure I don't lose it. So let me put it right here for now. Okay. And then we have the interior dashboard. Okay. We're going to do that in black. So you're going to have the black and the gold on the interior. Okay. And this is your dashboard, your steering wheel. I think I'm going to keep that black. And then we're going to, maybe do some nice detail up in here on the dashboard area for where the radio and the vents and all of that. These are the rims we're going to do in black. I think that's going to look nice. And then we got to touch up our gas pedals to make sure we make it look as realistic as possible. But I want to thank the subscriber who gave me a suggestion about the black wash. That was pretty cool. And then these are the seats that we're going to have. These are the roll bar cage here that's going to be inside the vehicle. These seats will be attached to the chassis, and it's more a two-seater more so than a passenger vehicle. This is Pro Street stock, sort of, either or. But at any rate, that's that. Then we got the differential here, of course. This actually is a chute, a drag chute. It looks like, and so first time I got one of these. So that means this car is kind of fast, and the specifications for the '67 Chevelle I'm going to put on there. And then I'm going to tighten up my seats right in the creases here. And then we're going to do, let's see, right here with our headers and everything, we're going to send these guys toward the back of the vehicle. I don't see any type of muffling system outside of our headers. Okay, and then we're going to do the. Let's see what else we got. I do believe this will be on the inside of the vehicle here. Not sure what this is going to do, but we'll find out. And that's that particular piece. Then, pretty much that'll be about it. They came with some decals. I don't know if I'm going to end up using them because I have a idea of what I want to do. So therefore, these may become obsolete, or I may incorporate them, so to speak. I may incorporate them, but this is all you got with this particular one. So I may use the red ones or on the inside for more detail. I'll use the black, and then the red stripe down the side, the back, the lower panel. Okay, just give it a little nice look. Okay, and of course for the dashboard you got your decals here. Okay, then we have, last but not least, I think we had also some other items here. We got the firewall, making black for the engine compartment. The gray chassis will look nice with it. You got the, of course I'm going to have to make it more realistic as possible. All of this stuff here, we got the battery, all of that we're going to detail. I got that radiator taped, so that's why you see it looks kind of funky over here. This is taped. So also what I'm going to do is make all of these parts more realistic. The firewall, not too much to do other than the wiring that it shows on this side here. As you can see, some embossments right there, and we're going to detail that more. And then we're going to detail, we got our drive shaft, we got our front engine support column, our steering column over here, and then we got our springs right here. All of this is going to be, I wanted to show it to you before I detailed it, and then I'll show you after I detailed it and installed it and all of that. But just before I do the big things, you do the big things first, and the other small stuff you can get particular with that and intricate with that with your hand. Okay. All right, we got that part, and then we got another piece is the radiator portion up in the front part. Okay, And then we got more smaller parts for the engine. As you can see, you got a starter on there, and this is the first time I've seen the uh, master cylinder in two pieces. So that's got to be put together, and then we're going to paint it to make it look more realistic. Okay, so we're going to go there, and then I think that's just about as far as we got right now. But I'm going to show you the type of tires that's going to be on it. Very nice. I really like these. And these are going to be, it lets you know they're for the street. And then you got some that's for the track. Okay. So what we have is treaded, smaller, that would be normal. I want to say 70s, the thin ones that you would find on a normal passenger vehicle. Okay, but then to go along with that, what you have for the Street Pro, you're going to have treaded 50s. This would be the like 50s, which is much fatter in the back, and then these in the front, the 70s, and then of course you got 60s that's in between. So that's the difference. Now these got treads on them. Now you could get the ones and use these if you want to make it more of the on the racing side, which is the pro stock side that you would put on a track. These are slicks. Of course, you wouldn't want to have these on there for a street pro type of vehicle. This is slicks are strictly meant to be on the tracks, on the racetrack. Okay, and then I think that's about it. It's kind of just a quick look at where we're at with it. I just wanted you to see the ability that you think you can't do, you can do it. Don't think that only you got to be doing it X amount of times for it to happen, but where you get quality. Learn as you go, and eventually you'll get better, and you'll put a demand on yourself to get better. I started off pretty rough with the painting. I was too thick with it when I got back into it, and even when I was younger, I didn't have the ability to, I guess, take my time and just make a hobby out of it. It was a hobby then for me as a little kid, but I had my little friends. I was outside playing baseball and all of that stuff. So don't put so much pressure on yourself. Like I said, this here was my first time really doing something quality as far as a better quality. And it really looks nice. And when I'm done with it, I'm going to show it to you, and then the finished product. I may do one more before I show you the finished product. I may show it to you. I think I have to show it to you when it's assembled with the chassis off the vehicle, so you can see before I cover it and then close it, so you can see what I did and how I did with that. Okay, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate you tuning in to MuscleModelCars.com. Don't forget to go to YouTube, see all the models that we've done, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And thank you very much for joining me while I kind of took you through where we are so far. But this is the 1st Cavalry Division of the regular Army. It's not the Marines, it's just the regular Army. And this was their insignia. And then I got as close to it as I could. And I'll pretty much show you what the actual vehicle will look like when it's completed. But we're going to go do, I think, one more step to show you how it all looks together before I enclose it. Okay? Like for the body and then for the interior. Okay? But I really do like this paint job. Let me know what you think about it. If you and now I got to do the small petite stuff to get it to be the way I want it. Okay. And there's another method that I have also that I can do, but I haven't gotten to that yet. I'm trying some that's going to be new, but that's a little bit ways down the road. I want to master one thing before I move on to something else. Okay, so actually this would have looked nice just by itself without any of the insignia, but we're doing our tribute to the military, and that's why I put the insignia on there. Okay, so don't forget, go look at some of the cars. Check us out on YouTube, and please hit the subscribe button and let us know what you think, and we'll go from there. All right, and I'll see you next time in a couple of days, possibly on musclemodelcars.com. This is AJ saying thank you for joining me, and we'll see you.